Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I believe I have more tabs across the top of my screen than I have had in a long time. There are just so many things that are not just happening with XRP and Ripple, but all just in general in the digital asset space that, I mean, it can't be any more clear that where this is all going when you see all of the just constant news articles that are good information coming out on this. The first thing I wanted to bring you today, I want to go to this place. Dilip Rao, who works with Ripple, it says great fintech event, 145 delegates, 31 countries in lovely Vienna, and this is a World Bank thing that he's attending. But yet another World Bank affiliation with Ripple. But this is Vienna, and it looks like such a cool place to go. I will go to this place before long. This place and other places. I want to do a trip to Europe soon. Okay, next, the Wolf of all streets. Now, I'm beginning to see a lot of charting again that's pointing in the direction of XRP being at a good blast off point. This guy is a guy that does charts. He's got 34,000 followers, so he must know something, or he wouldn't have all these people following him. The standard is looking potentially bullish. Would like to see a break of the upper trend line, a retest, and then a moonshot. A boy can dream. And then he says, update from yesterday shown versus BTC on the left, USD on the right. Breaking out of descending wedges on both pairs. I will be surprised if this doesn't print a big green candle soon. Well, I hope he's right. Okay. And then next, this was from XRP Research Center. This was from yesterday, and I forgot to go over it. Kava Labs launches beta version of Switch, an app that allows for instant, non-custodial crypto trading. Switch uses the Interledger protocol to enable interoperability between XRPL payment channels, BTC, LN, and Ethereum. Machinami, I don't know how you say that. I guess Machinami. Anyway, it's like they actually on this article. Let me click on this article. There's a little video where you can actually watch them doing it. You get these cards, it looks like, and the card actually transfers. Let me see if that's not the video. This is the video. But the card, watch what happens. You can actually see it where you're transferring from one card to the other, and then it shows using Interledger protocol. That is cool. So anyway, I wanted to make sure you saw that. Let's get rid of this. And what do we have here? Okay. Yes. This is something you might want to go watch. This is Mike Novogratz. He was on Squawk Box. This is today. I guess he was on this morning. Why did Bitcoin go from 4,000 to 8,000? Novogratz attributes to Facebook, Microsoft, and the trade war. Well, it's those things, but it's also the bigger picture of digital assets. I mean, we went through what, a 15+ month bear market, and we're just at that point in the cycle, if no other reason. So anyway, this is a good video for you to go watch. And next, Kraken took a little punch at Peter Schiff. This is, if you remember, this is the video where Peter Schiff was he was on Tone Vays' program, and this Tone Vays must be really nervous about XRP because he continues to bash XRP. Well, Kraken, Tone Vays was interviewing Peter Schiff. There was a debate between Peter Schiff and this guy whose name I can't pronounce. But Kraken says, we respect the quest for sound money, but Peter Schiff is wrong when he says there is no way that people are going to work for salaries paid in Bitcoin. Kraken paid 250 salaries in Bitcoin in April, and more employees are opting for crypto every month. And they also said, by the way, the employee who took 100% Bitcoin in 2012 retired in 2013. That's funny. But down here, you'll see a couple of people from the XRP community commenting. David Schwartz says, first, this person says, how does the income tax work when paid in Bitcoin? Precisely the same as when you're paid in cash. So David Schwartz paying attention to this feed. Then Tiffany Hayden says, yep, somebody who's had a job that paid in Bitcoin. And then Peter Schiff weighed in, and Tiffany Hayden also said this, it's not a choice. Banking isn't a constitutional right. I do whatever I need to do and avoid public Twitter confessions. Then Peter Schiff comes in and says, are the salaries fixed amount of Bitcoin, or do they have dollar salaries where they are just paid the equivalent in Bitcoin each pay period? If it's the latter, then it doesn't count. Peter Schiff, man, I like the guy, and I think he's so on point with what he says about gold and all, but he is so wrong about digital assets and what is in the midst of happening. I feel bad just watching the train wreck unfold, because he could be setting up a digital asset firm right now to run right alongside his gold firm, because I've always said, myself, at some point I will be buying some precious metals, probably when I cash out of some, not all, but as I cash out, I will get some precious metals. And I would do it through Peter Schiff even. I mean, I do not understand what he thinks he's accomplishing with all this. I don't get it. Okay, Sergeant Obi-Wan, XRP for the win. Luxury watchmaker explores Ripple. I don't know what that is. Coin. Another article about crypto watch. Anyway, the gist of this article is that there's a watchmaker who is looking at making a watch where you can hold your XRP. And that is what you call adoption. Next, and this kind of speaks for itself too, Montana announces that utility tokens are not securities. And so that tells you all, man, maybe I need to move to Montana. I have a friend who moved to Montana about, I think it's 5 years ago now, and I'm so jealous when I watch his pictures of sitting in his backyard with these mountains in the background, and I'm just so jealous. I would love to move somewhere like that, and who knows, maybe the digital asset investor will, or I'll just have a home in Montana. But trust me, I'm like a lot of you. I sit and sometimes I just wish I could just escape and go do some of these things that I want to do now. Technically I could, but at the same time, it's just not, the timing is not right for me yet. When the age that my kids are, it's just not right yet. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't go there. Maybe I'm going to go there soon. I haven't been to Montana yet. XRP Bart at XRP Bart sent me this. This is interesting. Now, for those of you that don't know, this guy, Andrew Yang, he is running for president. And a while back, there were some pictures where Tiffany Hayden had gone and to, I guess it was like a campaign rally, and she was actually on stage with the guy from what I remember. This guy must be very pro-crypto, because he put this tweet out yesterday. Buy in now, people. The surge is coming. And I love that tweet. I think that I'm gonna look into this guy, what he's talking about politically, because I know nothing about it right now. But I'd like to start following this guy a little bit, which you'll notice that I have, and you might want to as well. C3 Nick put out a good reminder for the 3,462,456 time rough estimate. At C3_Nick, give him a follow. This is his reminder. Do not leave your crypto assets on exchanges unless absolutely necessary. And we do reminders on this show about that a lot. Also, I wanted to show you, this is about, I'm an owner of Holochain, And I received this from Holo Island News, and I thought it was worthy of covering. Holochain went up against, and for those of you that don't own it, if you're looking into it, it's the symbol is HOT, and you can get it. I got mine on Binance. You can buy it on Binance. But Holochain went up against Bitcoin and Montech at the Malta Blockchain Summit. There's another place I want to go, Malta, and won Disruptor of the Year 2019. And this is the Holochain wins Disruptor of the Year 2019 award. So this here's what I do, folks. My biggest investment is in XRP. My next biggest is probably in Bitcoin. I have a little bit in Bitcoin, and then I have several of what I would call the long shot bets. I don't even call this as a long shot bet. I have several of the digital assets that are a lot lesser in market cap, and I buy some of the ones that you can buy really cheap, and Holochain was one of those. But I don't buy anything that I don't see besides Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only digital asset I own that from it I don't really see it as having a lot of utility, or like being used for anything. I think if it's going to do anything, it's going to be a store of value. I only own it mainly because it's the one that's been adopted by Wall Street from what it appears, and I believe in the short to mid run, Bitcoin is going to do quite well. And then XRP is the one. Okay, that's how I look at things. And then you have some of these like Holochain that I invest in because I think that they are working on some things where there's some real utility involved. And even Brad Garlinghouse has said many times, if there's no utility, it will go to zero. And I believe Holochain is one of the ones that will not go to zero, but instead will moon. In fact, I believe it's performed better than almost any digital asset over the last year, or up there with the top 10 or so performance-wise. Next, from XRP Crypto Wolf, Facebook is launching its own cryptocurrency, Global Coin, in 2020. Facebook is planning to launch the cryptocurrency-based payment system in a dozen countries by the first quarter of 2020, and is looking to start trialing it by the end of this year. Global Coin will help Facebook's billions of users transfer money to each other and to make online purchases. Facebook has been in talks with payments firms and looked for advice from officials of the U.S. Treasury, Bank of England Governor Mark Carney regarding regulatory issues. And then he tweeted this, which is also interesting. Gemini is talking with Facebook. Talking with Facebook is a huge surprise, because I thought Cameron Winklevoss and Tyler Winklevoss hated Mark Zuckerberg after what he did to them. So why would they ever work together? What he's talking about, for those of you that watched the Facebook movie, you remember when they were at Harvard, the Winklevoss brothers had an idea similar to Facebook while Mark Zuckerberg created Facebook, and at one point he worked with them. Well, there was a big lawsuit where they said he stole their idea, and so they had a big lawsuit, and then there was a settlement behind the scenes. And so, yeah, I thought they didn't like each other either. But I want to say I heard last week that during consensus that he was meeting with them during that week. And now we've got a CoinDesk article. They've been in talks with the Coinbase and Gemini exchanges and its upcoming crypto offering, according to Facebook Twitter, or FT Twitter. Okay. But anyway, that's exciting. For those of you that don't know how this benefits you as an XRP holder or a Bitcoin holder, do you think for a second, folks, that when all of the billions that are on Facebook's platform are all of a sudden in a place where where they are buying Facebook coin, do you think they're all just going to sit there holding Facebook coin when it can be transacted into Bitcoin or XRP side by side in trading pairs? This is huge, folks. Huge. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Facebook coin, or global coin, whatever they want to call it, is going to be huge in general for digital assets in the space. Thank you for listening.